Good morning, everybody, and welcome in to Go Live Together with Coffee and Tea. We are your hosts. I am Jeremy.
Lugo Studios.
And I'm Scott from the Muster Drill.
That's right. And JNS and Cruising is Fun Anytime is coming to you once again for the last time. Unfortunately, our journey is quickly coming to an end here in New York City. And I'm on the balcony, 29 floors up. You can still hear a little bit of the street sound. So I wanted to give you an authentic look and an authentic feel of New York City coming at you today. Tomorrow, Eddie Lugo Studios and the Muster Drill will have the show as we will be traveling to the airport. We want to get there in plenty of time, and naturally we're taking the subway and the Q70 back to LaGuardia. So I know there's more adventures on the way. We will see you guys again on Wednesday, but Go Live Together with Coffee and Tea will continue. We'd like to welcome everybody who has made it into the chat and also the replay. Bamanola Lawn Adventures has made it in. Good morning. Eddie Lugo Studios.
Hi.
Made it. Hi. I love it. The Bud Files, Bone Tired Travelers, Fifi's Journey, and Cruising is Fun Anytime has joined into the chat. Kevin K has joined us. Hello. And that is, I believe that is Tuber Chat joining us this morning.
Right.
Hello. Welcome in. And thank you for sharing the show. We really, really appreciate you and all the support that you have brought to our channels. I mean, I can speak for everybody when I say this. You have really, by what you do, you are increasing our channels.
Yep.
And
so I have this sound for Bone Tired. Again, it's not the permanent sound. I'm still working on it, but this is for you, Bone Tired.
I get the feeling someone is watching us.
Yep, I like that one. I love it. And Kevin has a message for you, Eddie.
Yeah.
We can't get in with Tuber Chat. Please check band channels and add to the approved users list. And
Tuber Chat? Oh my goodness.
I know, right?
That is weird.
Sea Tripping with Kim and Scott has made it in.
Hi.
Hi. And thank you guys for joining into the show. Speaking of creators, we always bring you a featured creators list. And first up, I would like to highlight Z's Gaming and Home Theater channel. He is really growing over there, and we're proud of him. DC On Demand has made the list today. Sisters on the Seas also. BC Tandem. And finally, but definitely not least, because it's worth a visit, is Mama McCrazy's in them. So go check out these channels and show them some love.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. On this day...
How did that happen?
Oh, today is June 26th, 2023. And there are some birthdays to celebrate. In 1993, Ariana Grande was born on this day. In 1980, Michael Vick was born. In 1974, Derek Jeter was born. And in 1976... CN Tower, which opened to the public this day in 1976, was at 1,815 feet, the world's tallest freestanding structure until being surpassed in 2007 by the Burj Khalifa in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. I thought that was kind of interesting. And let's see. There was and on this day in 1997, the book Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone was first published. And in 1979, after almost 20 years of professional fights, heavyweight champion Muhammad Ali announced his retirement from boxing. Also on this day in 2023, y'all ready for this one? This year, today, on this day in history, Jeremy is up 29 floors here in Manhattan, New York, doing a live show. And, the more and more I go up on the penthouse level, because it's 44 stories, the building that we're in right now, and there's a rooftop terrace, beautiful up there. It's just the signal is bad. Otherwise, I would be up there this morning. And the heights thing is kind of coming around a little bit. So this is a historical day for me. I don't know. I'm celebrating. Hey,
the only thing that would make it more historical is if this happened.
FBI, open up!
Oh my God! No! I don't need no surprises here. The sirens and the people hammering on the building next to me is just good enough. So yeah, this is a historical day for me. Okay, Kevin, it looks like it has been done.
Yeah.
And Kathy Mills, I'm a man in the shadows. Whenever you got bright lights coming in from behind you, without a light in front of you, that's what happens. So, sorry about the video. When we come back, though, we'll be coming to you from Galveston in our creative space.
From the cauldron, right?
Okay. Let's see. Here he is. Okay, Tuber Chat's back with us. And Mona did what? Has just made it in. Hello.
Mona! Hey, baby.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mona.
Hi. Welcome.
Free at last. Oh man, we love Kevin over here. We really do. Now, before we get into the official news stories that we have, unless it's part of your repertoire that you have over there, I would like to talk about what happened yesterday at the Port of Miami. Did you guys hear about that?
Something about 2 boats got collided.
Yeah,
Yep.
So about 3:00 in the morning, a private vessel collided with a ferry. Fisher Island Ferry. One person died, another person taken to the hospital in serious condition.
Did the boats sink, or did they just tow them back into port?
No, they didn't sink, but I don't know what the extent of the damage was. But they definitely didn't sink. But like I said, one person killed, other person seriously injured.
Yeah.
And that's right at the mouth of the canal coming in.
Yeah. What they call the oh gosh. I did just have the term on the tip of my brain, but yeah. So.
And as a result, 3 ships were delayed in coming into port, and as a result, 3 sailings were delayed in going out. Delayed by several hours. I'm not sure as to what time they actually took off. By the time I went to bed, Coach Cruz was still on live, or just like an hour before I went to bed. Coach Cruz, who is going on the Carnival celebration, was live streaming and showing all the people in the terminal. It was a big fat mess, but they ordered him some pizza. Everybody was in good spirits because they were sailing. So yeah, that was crazy.
Wow.
And let's see, the chat is jumping on me here. Midlife Travels has made it in. Good morning. And we got some cruise and information news from the travel industry this morning. Scott?
Is that my cue?
Yes.
Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about.
Carnival cruise ship hosts special Bahamas celebration. In partnership with the Ministry of Grand Bahama, Carnival Cruise Lines welcomes national leadership members and other distinguished guests to a celebratory breakfast to mark the island nation's 50th anniversary of independence from England. So it says here, Carnival offers our heartfelt congratulations to the Bahamas on their milestone anniversary. We are proud to have been operating in the country for the last 50 plus years. It says here the Bahamas was granted independence from the United Kingdom in the summer of 1973, with then Prince Charles delivering the official documents of independence on July 10th, which is now celebrated as Bahamian Independence Day. So it says here the choice to host the celebration was the Carnival legend while docked in Freeport. It says we couldn't think of a better way to celebrate than with the Ministry of Grand Bahama as we work together to bring Carnival Cruise Port's destination to life, which will bring millions of visitors to experience the beauty and the culture of Grand Bahama. So if you don't know that, their Carnival is working on a new private area, kind of a new private experience, sort of like Amber Cove, but on Grand Bahama Island to get us all away from that horrible commercial port currently being used. So moving on, Norwegian Cruise Lines reveals Godfather for second Prima class ship. So it says here, the cruise line has announced that Luis Fonsi will be the godfather of the second Prima class ship, the Norwegian Viva.
Nice.
The Grammy-winning artist will be at the center of attention for the ship's new naming ceremony, which will take place at one of the busiest cruise ports in the world, the Port of Miami. It says here, we are thrilled to welcome Latin music icon Luis Fonsi to the NCL family as godfather of Norwegian Viva, and to join us as we christen our newest ship. Miami, our hometown, is immersed in Latin culture, and we want to celebrate Norwegian Viva's debut with an infusion of Latin talent headlined by Luis. As a native Puerto Rican who is also based in Miami, he brings people together from around the world with his energy, positivity, and music, making him the perfect complement to the vibrant energy of Norwegian Viva. So that is it for the news from me today.
And by the way, Luis Fonsi is the singer of Despacito.
Despacito,
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes.
CME Traveling has made it in. Good morning.
Hi.
Fats and Trey just came in. Man, we had a great time with them on live yesterday. And as challenging as it was, we watched the replay. And I don't know if you know this or not, but whenever the signal goes out for a couple of seconds, but then comes back on the live, YouTube somehow knows that something went wrong and they knocked it out of the replay. So that was really cool. I was concerned that, it would affect the replay and that I would have to go in and cut those several sections out, but it didn't. It played straight through and we had a good show. Thank you guys so much for coming in, and don't forget to connect with Fats and Trey. They just dropped their link in the chat. And speaking of which, you can drop your link by simply typing in the word #creator, #TMD, or #YoYoYo, or #ELS. And Nightbot will drop your link.
Yeah, so I missed the replay. I wanted to watch the live, and I had a notification set for it, but one thing after another happened, and I missed it. But I did watch the replay, and it was a really great.
It was.
A really good video.
Okay, Kathy Mills says that Doug Parker with Cruise News, Cruise Radio, reported that the yacht sank in Miami and had to be removed before the waterway could reopen. So,
okay.
So
the article that I read did not say if anything sank, just that one person died and one person was seriously injured.
I was looking for an article. I was, looking for an official news. I knew that you probably had more access than I did, but Doug, we trust Doug's Cruise Radio.
Yeah, for sure.
And so that's sad and tragic at the same time as well. Our prayers go out to the family that was affected by their loss.
Have you ever seen the Fisher Island ferry? I mean, it's a big vessel, right? Because it carries cars and everything else, right? So, not 100% sure, Like, sure, I mean, at 3 o'clock in the morning, it's very dark, right? But
Right.
not 100% sure how you would miss such a big vessel even at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, with all the
Yeah, 'cause
lights and everything. Yeah.
all vessels have lights, the indicator lights. Something happened. Something happened. Randa Sita has made it in. Good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
Let's see.
Good morning, her, and welcome back. She was in the earlier show today.
Okay, and Bone Tire Traveler says they're putting content on Instagram.
Yeah.
You should go check that out. Let me see. I only have one story, and it's very, very short. Royal Caribbean International last week reported that the Icon of the Seas has returned from the Baltic Sea to the Meyer Turkish shipyard in Finland, where it's currently under construction after successfully completing its initial round of sea trials to test its performance, latest technologies, and equipment. Now, more than 50 workers on board carried out crucial preliminary assessments with Icon's main engines, hull, lifeboats, and thrusters, among others, covering an extensive checklist of key technical areas. Between the preparations and the trials, the journey to bring Icon to this milestone involved more than 2,000 specialists, hundreds of nautical miles traveled, and more than 350 hours of work. Next up will be a second round of sea trials later this year, which will be when the first Icon-class ship is pushed to its limits, ahead of its debut in Miami in January 2024. So just a quick update on the Icon, and I'm checking my email for any Carnival news that might have came in.
Well, and I wanted, just in light of the big news, late last week and this weekend and everything else, if you haven't heard, Royal Caribbean announced Utopia of the Seas and opened up bookings for that and gave us some more information about what Utopia will be doing and kind of this concept. And I have this video here that if Jeremy can roll, that will, really just kind of, there's not a lot. There is some imagery, some artist rendering from the ship, but it's still an Oasis class ship. So it's going to be very similar to the other Oasis class ship, but it explains a little bit of the concept of what Royal is kind of going with for using such a great ship for only 3 and 4 day runs.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and mute the audio also, and let's see how it goes.
Okay.
So as I understand it, the Utopia is going to be a little bit bigger than the Wonder.
Every Oasis class ship has just been slightly bigger than the last, so that they can claim it's the largest.
Yep.
So,
and they're messing with the length, not the width. So,
yeah. Right. Yeah, I don't think they can make them any wider.
It's just amazing,
It is.
Wow.
It's going to be a great ship, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact that they're bringing on vehicles onto the ship. That kind of blew my mind whenever I got on the Celebration. Hey, there's a car here. It looks more like a mall.
Yeah.
They have the cars. They have the cars in the mall.
It is. Yeah.
And it's more like a mall than a cruise ship.
Right.
Yeah.
And I heard another YouTuber say that whenever you get on an Oasis class, you don't even feel like you're on a cruise ship, because unless you're on the top deck, you can't see out, out on the water. Otherwise, you're just within these little areas like, Grand Central or Central Park and, stuff like that.
Right.
It looks like there is windows in the dining room, so that'll work.
Yeah, listen, it's still going to be Oasis, so it's going to be very familiar for anybody who's already been on Oasis, but, it is going to be the latest, and they do tweak everything. The decor will be a little bit unique. They are kind of using some of the, a little bit of the concepting from Icon on this. This will be the last Oasis class ship that, unless they decide to build more, but they had only originally contracted for 6. So,
Yep.
So these, so these solarium suites, they're a little different on this class ship in that the windows are floor to ceiling. They're not normally on any of the other Oasis ships.
Oh,
So,
wow.
But basically, in the audio portion of it, Royal just talks about how they know that people are not going to be able to do and experience everything on this class ship in 3 and 4 days, especially with, a stopover at the island, but that they're hoping that it will bring people back.
Right.
So that's kind of the concept. Like, yeah, you didn't get to do it all in 3 days. Well, how about booking another one?
How about a back-to-back?
So, yeah, right. So that's kind of like what they were talking about in there.
I already know a couple of people that are doing back-to-backs already.
You have to do a back-to-back. I mean, as soon as I heard it was going to be 3 and 4 day, I thought you have to do a back-to-back, or it's, for me, for sure, it's not worth me to fly to Florida for 3 days.
Right.
For a cruise. I'd have to do the 7 days.
Definitely. I agree
Scratch
with
and Beat PA has made it in. Hello, welcome in.
Pete.
Sharon Rowland is making it. Hey, that's your cue for the medicine, Eddie.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's done. It's taken.
Here comes trouble.
Uh-oh.
No, not
Oh,
that
okay.
one.
Oh, all right.
Oh, okay. So, Bonetire Traveler says the big news of the weekend was Clock and Drag. That tea party, it was fun. It was fun for the short amount of time that we were there. And we really appreciate Betty for putting that together. That was good. It was a good time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have screenshots of it.
You got screenshots?
Screenshots of just Clock.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes. And there is a video out there.
Came out. The video came out later that you shared with us, which was even better than the screenshot.
I'm not sure if it's been shared publicly, but we do have a video. It's up and down, so we get to see the whole presentation. And I'm going to leave it up to Mike to go ahead and put it out there.
Yeah.
Yep. That was fun. I'm on Team White Hat. That's me. SCT and CME started that hashtag Team White Hat, and it tickled me inside that Clock actually showed up with a very similar hat to Felicia's, or no, to Marsha's hat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was fun. Let's see. We're all caught up in the chat, so we will go on to Scott's question of the day. And it says, do you book your next cruise on board?
Yeah, so if you're not aware of this, like Royal Caribbean's probably the cruise line that's best known for it. They have this section on a place on all of their ships called the Next Cruise Desk. So you can go there and book your next cruise while you're on your current cruise. And you get some perks for doing that. You get a reduced deposit. You get onboard credit, which you can use either on the current cruise or save for that future cruise that you're booking. Norwegian has something very similar. I think it's called, they just reversed the wording. So I think theirs is called Cruise Next, right? So, and they also have some onboard credit perks and stuff like that for it. Now, one of the things I like about Royal Caribbean's is that Royal Caribbean also has this thing. It's a relatively new addition to that kind of process where you can actually put down a deposit for an open-ended cruise. So basically you don't pick the cruise, you just put down a deposit, and it's again the reduced deposit, I think, of $100 or something, because a typical Royal Caribbean deposit is $500. So you put down this $100, and then you have 30 or 45 days or something like that, maybe even 60. I have to check. But you have a window then to apply that deposit to any cruise you want. for the future. So so you don't even have to make the decision right there and then on which cruise you want to go on. You can just put that deposit down. It's kind of like a holder. So that's really nice concept that nobody else does. And then a lot of people will say to me that Carnival does not do something like that. And although Carnival does not have a specific dedicated area and dedicated staff like Next Cruise or Cruise Next does on Norwegian, a lot of people don't know this, but if you're on the ship's Wi-Fi, if you're on a Carnival ship and you're on their Wi-Fi, you can go to carnival.com's/FC, which stands for Future Cruise. And there is a rate code that you can put in that will give you a little bit of money off a future cruise, but you have to do it like on your own while you're on the ship. And there is, I think, a phone number you can call at the end of the cruise, but it has to be within like 2 or 3 weeks of that cruise. You can call and tell them you were just on a cruise and give them that booking number so that they can verify it. And there's a little bit of perks too, but it's not really I don't think it's really as robust as the Royal Caribbean and the Norwegian options, but I always try to take advantage of it every single time I'm on board, just because you're going to get extra onboard credit as well as an extremely reduced deposit.
Yep. Eddie?
Well, when we did our first NCL back in 2018, 2019, we did book the Bliss, which was our next cruise in January 2020. And once we did our Bliss cruise, Alice went ahead and booked another 3 with NCL right there on the spot. Unfortunately, that was January 2020, and you know what happened. So NCL ended up canceling 2 of the cruises since they have to shift their ships out of New York City to someplace else. And then our third, we canceled ourselves because that's when I decided to stay down here in Georgia. And I was having Alice move down. So by her getting a new job here, we had to cancel that third cruise ourselves. We ended up using that credit towards the Bloggers cruise that we just did back in January. So that did save us a nice chunk of money on it. And we still have another cruise credit pending that we have to use by 2025. And I'm looking into the Viva. So hopefully once we do decide to use it in 2025, whenever that happens, it will be in the NCL Viva. We're doing the Prima now in January out of Galveston, and on a 7-day. And Cruz Pet's going to be there with us since I'm celebrating my birthday and he's celebrating his also. That's what we got planned so far, besides the 2 Carnival cruises. But we do, most of the times, we do book cruises right on while we're cruising on the ship.
For us, our story is a little more weird because, you know, as Scott says, Carnival doesn't really offer a venue per se to book a future cruise with a dedicated, you know, crew member right there. They do have a show where, you know, he'll invite you to come to his little podium. On the Celebration, it's just a little podium that sits out there, and he stands there and gives you information that you can use for, you know, future cruises. But we do have a unique story. Our PVP, prior to us going on the January 29th Vista cruise, whenever we were on the Vista, he told us about this pack and go sale that was happening on a Valentine's Day cruise just coming up 2 weeks after we get back, or a week after we get back. And while on the ship, we were fortunate enough to be able to go to guest services, and they called him from the guest services desk and handed me the phone. Well, he saw Carnival Corporation coming in. He thought it was headquarters. He picked it up like almost on the first ring. And so he thought it was the boss calling, and it was me. I'm like, hey, man, it's your favorite pest. It's Jeremy. So I was like, yeah, let's book this pack and go sale, man. And for both of us, it was 800 and some change. We couldn't pass it up.
Yeah.
That was with taxes, fees, gratuities, everything included. And he even hooked us up with some onboard credits. So that's how we ended up going on the Breeze on the 4-day for Valentine's Day. So yeah, that we did book a cruise on a cruise, even with Carnival. But yeah, that was really neat. Rihanna's weekly extras has made it in. Good morning.
Morning, Rihanna.
The Cruising Chicks has made it in, and let me tell you, this channel right here, we've been watching a little more of their content and live shows. This is a fun group. We invite you to go over there and check out their channel, The Cruising Chicks. If you're still in the chat or still listening, please type in the word #creator, and Nightbot will drop your link. Let's see. Okay, Kathy Mills says, I purchased CruiseNext certificates while on board an NCL ship. Received $100 onboard credit immediately, and then they matched the certificate value. I bought $500 and received a free $500 that I had 4 years to cruise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that CruiseNext is really cool. Even if you go through a travel agent, because a lot of people don't know this. When you go to the CruiseNext desk, if you book, your travel agent will still be in charge of your sailing.
Yes.
Not a lot of people know that. They'll be like, oh, well, we deal with Homeboy. We deal with Scott, so we'll wait till we get back. But what you're doing is you're missing out on a whole lot of perks, especially with Royal Caribbean. Just know that on RCL specifically, your travel agent will be notified that you booked a cruise, and then they can handle the booking from there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, now that is providing you are on that particular cruise as having been booked through your travel agent.
With your travel agent. Yeah. You can't book
it goes to whoever you're currently, like the cruise you're on currently that you're booked on through, right? So if you book through your travel agent, then it's like what Jeremy said. If not, then you can request that the next cruise mark it as an RCL booking.
Right.
And then there is a quick form that your travel agent can fill out later to transfer that booking to them from RCL.
Right. Bone Tired Traveler says, we got off the Valor and turned around within the next week and booked the Booze Cruise before it was the Booze Cruise. So we know who was excited about the Glory.
Yeah.
You got that graphic, Eddie?
Yes, I do. Glory.
The Glory. Not that other ship. Not the 2.0, but let's bring in the.
Oh, look how beautiful the Glory is.
Let me check out the steakhouse real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm in your side. That's why we're showing
okay.
this here.
Yeah, never mind.
Okay, check out the Bitter and Blanc. That's one of my favorite desserts, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've never tried it because of its name.
It's definitely one of my favorites. I really like it.
It's like, if anything's bitter, why would it be offered on a menu? I have a simple way of thinking. Wellness with Frugal Mama has made it in. Good morning. And what Eddie is showing you right now is the Carnival Dreams updated main dining room menu. And I'm super excited about it. I really am, because the main dining room has been, the exact same through all of my 7 sailings. And while I do love it, I could hang out in the main dining room all day, every day, and be just fine.
Right.
But I am excited about these new additions because they added stuff. They didn't, necessarily remove a whole lot of stuff.
Right.
But they added stuff to the menu, and I'm super excited about that on our upcoming sailing. Wellness with Frugal Mama has made it in. Good morning. Let's see. I think we're all caught up in the chat.
Scrow's Nest is in now.
Hey, Scrow's Nest.
These West Coasters are getting up so early to watch us. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Bone Tired Traveler says, I really want to go to the steakhouse while on the booze. Dwayne's birthday is during the cruise. So is mine. I may have to duck some people. I don't know.
I already booked it for the first night. The
Yeah.
steakhouse right away.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let me see. What's next? Oh, yeah. Eddie, you had a secret that you wanted to share with everybody.
Yes, I do. As you see down here, the secret boost cruise 2.0 leaving Adult Tampa in October 28, 2024 on a 6-day cruise. We're going to go to Key West, Montego Bay, and Grand Cayman. 6 days of fun during the Halloween treat. It should be interesting. There's going to be a Halloween contest. There's going to be candy. There's going to be casino slot pool. There's going to be a bar crawl. There's going to be a cabin running around stuff. We're going to have some a good fun. It's going to be on the Carnival Paradise, leaving out of Tampa, October 28, 2024. For more info, please contact Bruce at Ocean to Ocean Travel, and you could reserve your spot with $25 down, refundable. You just need to pay up the deposit by May 2024 and pay up the cruise by July next year, 2024. You got a whole year to think about it, save some money. More info, please contact me. We also have a Facebook group which is managed by Mike and Rihanna Adventures. Also there, we're posting. Mike keeps posting information on it, and please come over to Facebook and join the group so you'll be up to date with whatever's happening. And I mean, it's gonna be great. 3 great ports to go to, especially a good nice day in Key West, which I'm looking forward to it. I want to go there and have me some Cuban food and coffee from once we go down to Key West. My wife never been to Key West, so this is going to be a great treat for her to go down there. So that's how it is.
Booze Cruise 2024. Hosted by Eddie Lugo Studios, out of Tampa, Florida. Port of calls, Key West, Florida. Grand Cayman Island. Montego Bay, Jamaica. Aboard the Carnival Paradise. Come join us for this great cruise, October 28th to November 3rd, 2024. Contact Bruce at ocean2oceantravel.com.
It's over. Oh, okay. Sorry.
It's a nice kick to the music, though.
Yeah, I'm always busting a move, boy, when that's on. Jeremy, you're muted.
I know. We could have let that ride for a little, I don't know. Can we get an edit in?
Thank you for giving me a view of the city.
Oh, no. I'm about to give it to him again because right behind me is the Manhattan Cruise Terminal. Right there. There's no ships in. Yeah, there's no ships in today. But I don't know if you noticed these balconies. They don't have any support up underneath them. I've noticed this before, but, I'm just saying.
I'm sure there's probably rebarb in there.
There's a big it's three it looks like the eye kind of shape iron bars that they do. It's three of them.
They call
one
them
on each side and one in the middle.
Yeah.
And then it covers around on the front, and then they cover it in cement.
Yep.
Oh yeah, you're under a lot of stress right there. So you're fine.
I'm being held up by rebar.
Right.
Okay. Let's see. We're cooking along with the show at a rapid rate. Let's see. Are there any more answers to the question in the chat here? Let me just check in. Oh, the cruising check says, I'm sad about the spring rolls. Are the spring rolls leaving?
Oh, probably on the menu.
Yeah, I know that this was a menu specific to the Dream. Whenever they changed the menu, I'm not sure that it's going to be typical of all days in the main dining room. They normally do change it from day to day, so let's see if the spring rolls come back. Hashtag Team Spring Roll, because I like the spring rolls too. I make it a point to order those whenever I'm there on Spring Roll Day.
And by the way, that's the Hudson River behind you.
That's the what?
Hudson.
The hot seat?
Hudson River.
Okay.
I have no idea what I'm saying.
Yeah, Tuber Chat, I zoomed in on it and made a short the other day while a ship was in, and I had to zoom all the way in, you know, and I film on an iPhone, so it's not exactly clear. So, I-beams. Here we go. I'm being held up by I-beams. I think that makes me feel a little better.
Yeah. 3 of them.
Beam sounds a whole lot more powerful than a.
That's why I was. Yeah, it's when Eddie was describing it, I said they're I-beams. That's why they look like they're like in an eye. Yeah. They go all the way through.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you got 3 of them, and then you got one in front attaching all 3. You're safer than anything.
Okay. And I will choose to believe you because I have no choice.
You're good.
They know what they're doing. They build this stuff.
Yeah, man.
It's also kind of why the balconies are so narrow,
Right.
because the longer they are, the more it might bend. So more stress would be on the end of it.
Mm. And then by having a balcony, they get to charge you more.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what.
Although, I think the location of that apartment is a really great location.
I would be out here every day that a cruise ship came in.
Yeah, I'm saying it's probably worth every penny that it costs.
This was up on the railing, from my primary camera this morning, but it had bad sound. But I know me. I would film, the ship coming in and the ship leaving with it. I might even get a really good camera with a telephoto lens or something. That way I could bring the viewers that content. There's a lot of missed content up here. Even just everyday city life down here. You could just sit here and watch people live their lives and take in the sounds of Manhattan. Let me see. Yeah, everybody hit the like button. Thank you for the reminder, Fats and Trey.
Well, I'm glad that you guys have had such a wonderful time there and that you've been able to experience it. I'm glad that you had a reprieve from some of the hot weather that you deal with at home and stuff.
You bet. You bet. They're under a heat advisory this morning. They woke up to 83 degrees.
Yeah.
You're gonna feel that change tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, as soon as we get off the plane, I know it's going to hit me in the face.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So like even here, right? I've been
Take
looking
it easy, Mona. Did what?
The longer term forecast, and even here, it's going to start trending up to the upper 80s, which I like. I know I'm kind of the weirdo in that respect, but I really like it. So.
Yep.
No more cooler for you.
Absolutely. Yeah, I know. I'm good out here. I'm not sure what the temperature is, but it's been mid 70s. It got up to 80 yesterday, and the concrete you could feel the reflection of the heat off all of this concrete here, and it did get hot yesterday. Our granddaughter called us. They went somewhere yesterday, and they called us and said, "Hey, can you guys turn on the air?" because they were so hot. Mm-hmm. But you know what I did have yesterday? There's a deli like right here across the street, and we went into it for the first time, and I had a Philly cheesesteak. It didn't have sliced cheese on it. It had the cheese whiz. They did it up right, but it was long. It was like really big, and baby and I split it. She couldn't even finish her half. It was so filling and it was so good. But in that deli, a sandwich is going to hit you up for a hoagie. I think they call it a hoagie.
Yeah, hoagie.
One about this long is going to cost you about $11. But because it's so big, you can split it.
Yeah.
The chips come with it, so I thought that was kind of cool.
So living so close to Philly and being kind of an aficionado of cheesesteak,
I know.
Right? I can tell you that there are there's two schools of thought on that, right? On the cheese, on a cheesesteak from a Philly perspective.
Okay.
And that is whiz, right? Which, is pretty much like that's what I like, and it's what I, think is the number one.
Yeah.
And then there's also a Cooper Sharp, right? And when I say Cooper Sharp, it's a sharp cheese, but it's a Cooper Sharp, right? And that it has to be Cooper Sharp. It can't just be any sharp cheese. It has to be Cooper Sharp. So those are the two schools of thought. And like everything else, I'm sure there will be people who, chime in with something else. But when you go into a pizza shop, you always get provolone on a cheesesteak, right?
Yep.
But, and I mean, I guess you can get that in some cheesesteak places in Philly, but I would never do it. So.
Yeah. The cheese whiz was a nice touch, but it was missing in some areas of the sandwich. So I don't know how they put it on the sandwich, whether it's, just going up and down like this or going straight across or whatever, but there was missing pieces of cheese with the cheese whiz. Where you had some bites with cheese and some without, and I don't know how it's supposed to be.
It's supposed to be like they usually have this like long, thin, flat kind of spatula knife kind of thing, right?
Okay.
And they dunk it in the cheese and they come out and they smear it all the way across the steak, right?
Oh wow.
Yeah. That's how it's supposed to be done. So.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Hey, It's a Cruise Life has just made it in. Hello. And people are, people are commenting on a wide variety of things. Let's see. Lone Cross hashtag MTP says, I don't do balconies due to leaning over a third floor rail and it gave out.
Ooh.
Granted, nothing broken, just headaches. Doctor said all my bones should have broke and I should not have survived. Well, I'm 29 stories up.
No, you're not.
If I fall, I'm gone. There's no surviving this. But I did brave it. I've been out here a few times, and I made it. So I feel comfortable coming out here more.
You just don't lean over the rail.
Just don't lean over the rail. I don't. I'll put a camera over the rail just to show you guys, but that's about as far as I go. And Scrow's Nest says, this will make most of you feel better. Last night at 10:30 p.m., it was 96 degrees here in Tucson, Arizona. Fortunately, 13% humidity, dry heat.
Sounds nice to me.
And on the other side of the spectrum, Bone Tired Traveler says, it'll be 100 degrees Wednesday and 102 Thursday here. Actual temperature, not heat index.
Ouch.
Yeah, man.
Ouch.
For some of you who don't know, we had a discussion on one of Eddie's late nights this past weekend or whatever that was, along the lines of who likes it cold, who likes it hot, who likes shoveling, and who doesn't.
Oh, yeah, that was us. I don't know. That's a lot of shoveling. Scrow's Nest says we are under a heat index warning until tomorrow night, predicting 114 degrees today. Man,
No.
that's crazy.
I saw this show one time about people who live in Death Valley. And I thought it was, even I thought it was kind of funny when the people who live there said that they, when it gets down to 80 degrees, they put jeans on. They're like, so an 80-degree day is a jeans day for them. I'm thinking, maybe I should live in Death Valley.
I only packed shorts and t-shirts because that's my daily uniform, shorts and t-shirts, unless it's polo. That's about as far as I go, but it has to be shorts where I'm from. And we got up here and it was lower 60s. So, so I didn't. I brought one pair of long pants, and it was those Adidas pants, with the material. And it was good. I was still able to wear short sleeves because I'm enjoying it. I'm thinking that it's wintertime. So I'm like, okay, I can work with this. Let's see. Oh, Z. Oh yeah, yeah. Everybody go raid Z at I want to say 10 o'clock. Yeah, 10 o'clock.
Yeah, he comes on at 10
Eastern.
Eastern. Yep.
9 o'clock Central. And he's got a great show lined up for everybody. And speaking of great shows and lives today, Eddie, do you have the lineup from PSV Odyssey for the remainder of the day?
Yes, sir. And here we go. Well, like you just said, following us is Seashell Cruise Fun at 10. 1 p.m. this afternoon, Eastern Times, will be Roy and Becky's Travels. The Cruise Nuts will have a premiere at 7 p.m. Also, Alicia's Adventure in Cruising will have a live at 7 p.m. No Judgment here with Teach Ross. Coach Cruise will have a live at 8. House of X will have a premiere at 8 p.m. Eastern. Closing with the Vineyard Chicks. Homestead Songs for the Gypsy and the Vanilla Gorilla at 9 p.m. tonight, Eastern.
And Eddie, for the rest of the day, do you have any live premieres or guest appearances that we can look forward to today?
For me, no, I will not be back until tomorrow morning at 7:15 with Morning Quickie, and then followed by the 9 o'clock in the morning with Go Live together with Coffee and Tea, and me and Master Joe will be together tomorrow morning.
Where? I love that guy, the Mustard Drill guy.
You do?
Right. He's the best.
Who the hell is the Mustard Drill?
Well, I think you should play that spooky sound now.
Spooky sound. What spooky sound? I don't think I have a
I don't know
spooky
that
sound.
that dude.
Oh, wait. Is it this one?
Welcome.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
That one. Bone Tired Traveler says California heat is totally different than Mississippi heat. 80 degrees in California felt great. Here, I would melt.
True.
And It's a Cruise Life said everybody better go see the glaciers before they melt. You know, I'm really excited about that. Going to Alaska in 2025. That's going to be a totally different, totally relaxed cruise. I'm going out of Galveston on the 4-day party ship, you know, and I've been on the fun ship through all of my sailings, you know, and I'm going to have a little taste of it on the Tropic Like It's Hot group cruise sailing on Royal Caribbean. But then later that year, we're going to Alaska, where I know it's
who's hosting Tropic Like It's Hot?
I think it's How We Cruise and Have Luggage Will Travel.
No, it's Huddle Adventures.
Yeah. Huddle Adventures is hosting it, but the agent's in charge.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right. I was wondering who hosted it. So
Yeah, Eddie and Laura are hosting it.
because the name actually sounds like something that oh my gosh. Why?
It's a Snoop Dogg song.
I swear, don't get old, anyone, right? Because your memory goes. Parker's on the Go is who I was thinking. I was thinking it sounds like something Parker's on the Go would come up with. So
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, Lone Cross MTP is asking for the link for Z's live show.
Yeah, I'm looking for then which chat they're in so I can put the link.
Okay.
They're not on Cruising Fun Anytime. They're not on mine either. They must be on yours.
Okay, and Buddy Big's Adventures has made it in. Hello.
Hi.
Hello. How you doing?
Welcome.
And Bone Tired Traveler says 98% humidity. See, that's what I'm
Thank you.
used to.
I know it's really early for this, but I'm gonna play it anyway.
Welcome to the party. Welcome to the party.
Alrighty, with that, we will go ahead and wrap up the show for you guys. Thank you all for coming in and spending your Monday morning with us. We really, really appreciate you. Let's see. I believe. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Good. Okay. So the link has been dropped into the chat. We'll give you time to click it before we go ahead and click out. Everybody, take care of each other out there. We thank you for spending your morning with us. Everybody hit the like button on your way out. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. And never, ever forget, we love you. And
Bye.
Good morning.